Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing this afternoon? We finally got a little bit of let's go outside weather today. Yes, finally, but it's kind of hazy. I'm just getting back in the house. I had a doctor's appointment today. Well, actually, a foot doctor's appointment today. And so I'm just getting back from the foot doctor. And I had to leave before the doctor even saw me. But the tech, the nail tech, she came in and trimmed my nail. Thank God that was done. But they were running late. Now, my appointment was at 11:30, and I got there about 11:25. And I was sitting in the waiting room. I'm like, why are they taking so long to call me? And they called me. I had been there for like, I don't know, 25 minutes. And my ride was supposed to pick me up at 12:15. And I'm sitting there and I'm waiting. And so when finally they called my name, I said, oh boy, I'm going to have to get up out of this chair and leave early. And so the person that came in to prep you, so to speak, and get all the instruments ready, for the tech and for the, to do the trimming of the toes and everything. And she asked me a few questions, the same old, how the road goes, how it goes. Every time you go there, they ask you the same crap. And you ain't, just put yes to everything, okay? You still at the same address. Mm-hmm. You still got the same promise? Yes. You still, how much do you weigh? I'd rather not say. No, that's not what I said. I gave her my real weight. But I mean, it's the same questions over and over and over. But today it was kind of irritating me because they had already called me late. I don't have that much time. I want to just get on with it. Whatever it is y'all do, the main thing I wanted was my toes trimmed. As you can see, let me show you my toes. I showed them to you after I went. See there, my toes? There's my trim toes. She said she getting ready to wear some sandals. Would I doubt it? But I'm going to wear my red ones. The red ones I showed you? I'm going to wear them bad boys. I should have worn them today. Would have been a perfect day for it. And anyway, and so after she got through doing the prep and everything like that, got the utensils out, the instruments out. And so here comes the tech, the nail tech. She says, I'm coming in just to trim your nails. I said to myself, just get on with it because I got to go. I ain't got time to conversate, okay? But she wasn't a conversationalist. She wasn't a talker. I liked her because she was, she just went around and to work. The normal, the greeting, how you doing today or something like that. That was it. That's good. That's good. I ain't got to have no conversation. I don't want to know nothing about your dog. I don't want to know nothing about your pet, whatever. Strictly business here today, y'all. I don't want to know, okay? Because I'm looking at my phone. I kept looking at my phone to try and see what time was, how much more time I have. Because sometimes my ride is on time. I mean, dead on, spot on time. And then sometimes you may have to wait maybe 5 minutes for the ride to get there. But normally it's not a long wait. And if you ain't out there, they give you, I think it's about 5 minutes they give you extra. You tell them, if like today I told them I want to be picked up at 12:15. Now, they're supposed to wait for me until 12:20. And so what had happened was, after the nail tech got through, doing my nails and trimming my nails and everything, did a great job. I never had her before. She was my first time. Excuse me. And so after that, after she left, she said the doctor should be in shortly. Okay, I'm sitting there, I'm waiting for the doctor. I'm counting down. Okay, doc, you got 3 minutes to get in here. Because I know he ain't going to be long anyway. The only thing he's going to do is come in and ask me so, this, that, and the other. Take a look at the callus underneath my foot or whatever, and that's it. That's all he does anyway. And I sat there and waited for the doctor. Then I got off the table, and she had my table. You know how they raise the chair up so they can work on your feet and stuff? Well, the old girl was sitting up there pretty high. But I ain't had no problem getting down. I got down, put my socks on, and guess who steps in the door? The doctor. He says, "Oh, you got out of the chair." I said, "Well, I have to go and get my ride, you know." And he said, "Oh, okay." Like he was lost in the wilderness when I told him that. But, like I said, it really doesn't do anything. And the main thing I wanted, well, they usually check the callus, which it hasn't been bothering me, but, you know, I just let them check it. But usually I'm out of there so quick. But today was an exception. I was not out of there. And so I continued to put my socks on. Plus, I had my walker with me. I couldn't I didn't know how to fold a walker. So I got it up, got it out of there because I'm running late. And so as soon as I got out there in the waiting room, thank goodness the receptionist, she had my appointment for the next 2 or 3 months ready. And so she just handed me my card. I said, "Thank you." And I went, out to the waiting room. I sat there for a minute. And something told me, said, "Well, go down there and look, in the parking lot area." Because the parking lot is like the driveway right, next to the building that I'm in. And so I went there and I didn't see him. But something told me, said, "Well, call them." I said, "Okay, I'll call them." And so I called them. And I asked him, I said, "Well, I said I'm supposed to get a ride at 12:45. And she said, "Your driver is out there. He's waiting." I said, "I don't see him. I didn't see him." And she says, "Well, he's there." And so I said, "Well, I don't know where he is." So, because I'd already looked out there. At least I thought I had anyway. And so she said, "Well, this is the number that he can reach you at, because this is my new cell phone number. Let me tell you about that as well." But, and so he called me immediately. About right after she hung up, I guess she had a chance to talk to him and make sure he had the right number and everything, because this is a new phone. And so he called me. And I said, "Hello?" And he says, I'm waiting for you." I said, "You are?" I said, "Well, where are you?" He said, "You at the restaurant?" I said, "Restaurant? No, I'm not at the restaurant." I said, "I'm at I told him where I was at. I said, "I'm at the foot doctor's." But he was back there when I came, when I went to see back outside the second time. He was out there in that same area, the parking lot area where I had looked, but there's a lot of other cars too. But he was driving up towards the front. And I could not believe. I said, "How did we miss each other like that?" But anyway, he gave me a ride home. And then as soon as I got home, I jumped on my old Buzz Around, which I started to ride my Buzz Around, which would have taken me about 30 minutes to ride it, from my house to there. But I said, "Nah, I don't feel like it." And I had some money on my book, already for the ride. And so when I got back home, I knew I had my phone bill. This new phone I got the bill is due today. They've been trying to tell me I got to pay $71. I said, "That's not the price they quoted me." And then they told me I had to call for me to call the 911. Not 911, 611. And then I said, "Well, every time I call them, I don't get no answer. I get the recording, and then they hang up on me." And, excuse me. That's the only thing I want to do. I said, "I want to get the app on my phone so I can pay my own bill." He told me, "No, you come here to pay a bill." No. I said, "I'm not coming here to pay the bill because it costs $5. I want to pay my bill like I did before, right, with the app." And he said, "Well, could you come back and next time and we'll put the app on the phone for you?" Or either he told me how to do the app or some old mess. I said, "Yeah," I told him. I said, "I think, that I'm getting a runaround from y'all because you think that I'm elderly, that I don't know no better." See, I'm all ready to blow already, okay? I'm ready to lay it on the line. Yes, sir, I was ready. Because, people do try to mistreat elderly people like they think elderly people are stupid. But, baby, let me tell you, not this one. Okay? And I was about ready to tell him where to get off at, to step off at. And I almost did. And then I told him, I said, you think, you act like you think just because I'm elderly, I don't know what time it is. I said, I know what this guy quoted me. I said, he told me pay $55 the first month and then $40 going forward. And so he said, well, he went and did something. And then he said, well, you got to pay $54 today. And then what else did he say? Then he talking about $45. I said, that's not the price he quoted me. So I'm probably going to have the same problem next month. But what I'm going to do is look into another, phone thing because I'm having problems with this one already. But the weird thing is I didn't have the problem with it because I had the same my other phone. What's my other phone? The phone that I usually record on, and I'm always talking about it. It don't look right. I don't like the way it's recording. It's a Samsung G50 something, 57, I think. But anyway, I had them. I had no problem with that phone. I had that phone for, oh, because it was when my daughter got her phone. She said she was the one having a problem with, this T-Mobile people. And so she changed. But see, I didn't have to worry about it because I was riding on her. When she got her phone, she got her iPhone and her son an iPhone. And they give you the G57 Samsung free. Okay? And so I was with her. And she asked me, did I want it? That's how I got the free phone. And I got a free watch. Which that watch, I don't know. I should have asked them about that watch. But I said, I don't know. I said, I sang in the movie. I don't want to, show my true colors over here this, afternoon. And plus, I was tired. I hadn't slept. I didn't sleep at all. The man came with my washing machine today, y'all. Let me show you my washing machine. It's bigger than the other one. Oh, yeah. Let me show it to you, y'all. I hope you can see it well if it ain't too dirty back here. Let's see. Let me turn the switch, the light on for you. Who that? Who is it? Let's see. No, I nobody. Somebody calling from Stanford. I don't know nobody. Yeah, let's get rid of that in that store, because I can't even show y'all my new washing machine. It's dark. Is it dark back here? Can you see it? See that? I don't know. Am I supposed to leave this on here? I don't know. See, it's nice and big. Look how big it is inside. Well, it probably ain't no bigger than the other one, but I know the height. See, this thing done been so it's yellow. But they should have gave me a new dryer too. That look bad together. But we don't know how to work it yet because we didn't work it. But we're going to work it probably tomorrow. Because I'm going to wash all my sheets. Not my sheets, but my bedding. Got 2 comforters and auto sensing. What in the world is that? They ain't give me no book. Wait a minute. I guess I probably have to go online. Start, pause, and ooh, it's got a lot of buttons on it. Ooh, I got to go to school for this one. Night school. While I'm in La La Land. Oh boy. So how y'all doing today? Did you get a chance to go out and enjoy the beautiful weather? Well, I don't know where you are, but up here it's pretty nice today. And that's something I haven't been able to say in a long time, it seems like, And, but now that it's here, I'm too tired to go. Because, like before an appointment, I tell you, forget about sleep, that ain't happening. I've been up since like 11 o'clock last night. I went to bed early. I said about 8 o'clock. Slept maybe about 2. I think I slept about 2 or 3 hours. And I was up after that. Yeah. And I went back to bed, tried to get to sleep. Pray, Lord, please let me go to sleep so I can keep my appointment, so I'll be refreshed. And you can see I got the same shirt on and the same pants I had on. I think one other time I was up here on the YouTube. But my guy brought the washing machine. I said, okay, I knew that was going to happen. He was going to come when it was time for my appointment. And I told y'all I had a new grandbaby. Yeah, his name is Elias. Elias, I tell you the truth, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I got to wait until a little later on to figure it out. It took me a while to get to know what my other granddaughter's name was, but that name grows on you. Her name is Najma. It grows on you. When I first heard it, I was like, hmm? But it's a beautiful name after you say it a few times, you know? Yeah. My kids I had sort of common names for my kids. Well, not really common. I had a Dana, I had a Leslie, I had a Dana, I had a Latanya, and a Ruth. And what else did I have? I had Timothy. Yeah, I had 5. But those names are pretty, regular. But this names these kids coming up with, I don't know. I ain't never heard before. But the twins have pretty normal names. One of them named Mariah. I guess she named them. Well, I think the dad named the twins. Y'all know what? Excuse me. Excuse me. Wow. I haven't had lunch yet. And I ain't got nothing taken out. Was gonna find me some more potatoes, but I'm too hungry for that. So what I might do, let's see, I got some frozen, this is chicken right here, so I'm gonna take that chicken. Maybe I cook these beans. I don't know. But this is for lunch. I gotta have something for lunch. And then take me a nap, because then I can get up and maybe cook those beans. I might put some of this sausage in there too. You know, those Johnson hot sausages. I need to go to the grocery store. Look at this. Oh, man. I got a lot on my plate. But like I said, when the weather it's raining every day. And every other day it's raining. Not every other day. It was raining every day. It rained yesterday. We had a good downpour yesterday. Yeah. Last night, I said, oh, wow, when is it going to stop, y'all? But I know we need water, so, ain't no sense in complaining. Ain't no sense in complaining anyway, because it ain't going to do you no good. You ain't got no control over that. Just thank God that, for the water, that we do have some water to drink, because we need water for survival. And on that note, I go in love, and I'll see you again soon.